after what had happened. It was in 2001 the government ordered the CDC to test and develop biochemical warfare weapons and tools, diseases, that would give us the edge in the war on terror. Little did they realize what they were doing. They threw out the laws for the ethical treatment of animals testing on anything with 4 legs and could breathe. It took them 2 years to finally develop anything close to what they needed. Their problem, the species would— What was that? What was that? What was that?
Headshot.
Oh, come on!
Story time. Alright, specimens would all die after hours of being in contact. Due to the conditions, they weren't able to get enough data to fully explain what was happening. They needed a specimen stronger, more resistant. That's where they went wrong. A man named John Dunsky, also known as Specimen 214, signed to be the next test subject. In the test room, they ventilated chemicals in one by one. Purple, red, orange smoke billowed in. Really? That's so distracting. I just see you out of my corner of my eye just start shooting with your little American thing. What is Kimberly doing? Let's see, where was I? From in the analysis room, all you could hear was coughing, choking, gasping for air. The sounds they heard next sent shivers down their spine, some even paralyzed with fear. A deep moan, growl. They quickly vented the room, clearing the smoke, to see the creature they had created. His eyes shot red, foam pouring out of his mouth. Stupidly, they sent a team to restrain the subject. As soon as the door to the room opened, the subject lunged, knocking down one of the men and chewed on his neck, removing flesh and nerves as blood squirted out like a fountain. Alarm rang out, bringing forth men in yellow biosuits, holding what looked like M16s, unleashing a wave of lead bullets into the subject. One bullet piercing the head, knocking the subject down. The whole operation was covered up and hush-hushed by being filed under the failed operations as Operation Zom. Years went by, no one ever knew or heard anything about it. That was until on February 28, 2007, military documents were uploaded and stolen by one of their very own. He did it to save his family. A terrorist team had his wife and son held captive. Trading government files was the only way to save them. Too bad Operation Zom was in those files. The terrorist group looked through the files, searching for anything to be used against the United States. That's when they found it. They planned their next attack on the CDC, knowing that the chemicals and diseases acting on another would destroy almost all of the world's population. They called the plan Zombie. On August 7th, 2011, the terrorist group known as Black Crow engaged their attacks on the CDC by air, by car, and by Spec Ops. A plane leaving Atlanta to New York was hijacked and sent spiraling straight down into the CDC. A cosmic explosion followed. Everyone around the CDC for 100 miles was instantly killed. A fiery smoke cloud was all that remained left of the CDC. Cleanup crews rushed to detain the chemicals and protect the people. They were too late. The chemical cloud mixed with the heat and the light of the sun activated it. Within weeks, people started changing. More violence broke out, and more anger between races and genders. That's when it happened. Although John Dunsky was the first zombie ever recorded, Paul Stern was the first civilian zombie created. Soon, the whole bite zombie turn became an epidemic, spread across the world like wildfire. What? Did I miss something? Okay, spread like wildfire. California, Georgia, Texas, New York, Alabama, Oregon, Tokyo, China, France, everywhere. We hadn't even graduated yet, still seniors, always would be seniors. When the CDC was hit, school shut down. Panic, I guess. Worst part of it was watching your parents go off to work and never come back home. Funny thing was, the radio station's internet still worked for about a month or two. Emergency broadcasts would come on, warning, "This is not a drill. I repeat, not a drill. The world as we know it is gone. Protect yourself." One day, it all stopped. No, no more cars driving around, or planes flying. Utter silence, only broken by the loud groan or moan of a zombie looking for a quick meal. Only contact we had with friends was Facebook, internet, cell phones were down, power was down. Me and my friends knew the only way to survive would be to stick together. We all set up a plan to meet up at the Dallas courthouse, midday. Armed with a shovel and kitchen knives, I made my way to the destination. 50 agreed to meet, 10 made it alive. We made the basement our home, setting the new rules for survival. Rule 1, lights out by dark if you have lights. Rule 2, never travel alone. Rule 3, stay quiet, always. Rule 4, shoot to kill, kill or be killed. Rule 5, if bitten, kill yourself. These simple rules were the key to our survival. Day 102. Sleep became a luxury, which we didn't have. The constant worry of a zombie making its way to us, or the fact of one of us turning into a zombie stuck in our minds. Food became low, but where could we find food, right? We all agreed to set out in teams of 2, 5 teams to scour the town to find anything we could use: food, weapons, light sources, tools, etc. Weird fact was, not a lot of zombies hunt during the day. Well, sunset sky day. By nightfall, everyone was back. Batteries, Twinkies, garbage bags, matches, a few apples, half-eaten banana, and a double-barrel shotgun with 2 buckshots loaded. Luckily, the courthouse had vending machines. Well, they're broken now. Day 110. We finally found a van with the keys still inside that would run. Now we can go farther and search for better and more things, supplies. First stop was Walmart. New places called for new rules. Rule 6, approach with caution. Rule 7, trust only you and friends. Rule 8, bullets are expendable, you are not. Walmart was still busy. Zombie shoppers, all in which were shopping for the same thing: human flesh, brains, and sometimes hands. For us, killing zombies almost became a game, keeping a uh, total amount we killed each day on each trip. There's nothing like taking 10 bottles of Coke, tying them together, and putting knives in between the bottles, shaking them up, cutting off the tops, all at once, making what I call a zombie rocket. Yeah, that's all I got so far. That's what I did for 3 hours today.